your everlasting summer, you can see it fading fast. So you grab a piece of something that you think is going to last, but you wouldn't even know a diamond if you held it in your hand. The things you think are precious, I don't understand. Are you reeling in the years? Are you stowing away the time? I don't mind growing old. In fact, I quite enjoy growing old. Society sees you differently as you grow old. It sees you as feeble. A lot of the time it sees you as a burden. It thinks your mind is dulled with the years, when in fact your mind has grown sharp, full of counterpoints for debate. Unless, of course, age has attacked it, which it does all too frequently. There's nothing wrong with old age. I quite enjoy being the age I am. I enjoyed being the age I was, and with a bit of luck, I will enjoy the age I'm about to become. This is just me giving my opinion on how we age. It's just words that pop into my head as I'm walking through these fields this morning, on a beautiful morning. Cloud, low cloud, but the promise of a beautiful day. And the weatherman says it's going to be a beautiful day. And sunlight is playing on the sheep in the field. So this is just my idea, my perception, my opinion on how we as humans think about life, how we go through life, our opinions and our attitude to not just nature, but everything around us changes over the years, over our different stages, from very young children to young adults, to older adults, to old duffers like me. How we see the world, and how actually it all goes full circle. Have you ever thought about how we interact with the world around us as we grow older? I'm not just talking about the countryside, which is my favourite place, but we're talking about seaside, a mountain top. You may live on a prairie where you can look out into the distance. A cityscape, a high rise, whatever environment you've grown up in, we approach it and treat it and appraise it differently through certain stages, certain specific stages in our lives. Like when we were kids, when we were young kids, we treat the world as a playground. We don't treat it with any caution really, because we've got adults around to do that for us. We've got adults around to protect us. We are free to go around with gay abandon, playing in fields, running in streets, scuffing our knees, tearing our clothes. It's not our concern. We are exploring the world for once. We are just new life forms, just finding out about the world. It's all new. It's all magic. It's all there to discover. Each of the seasons, the cold, throwing snowballs in winter, and picking up the melted tarmac at the side of the road in the long hot summers. Because when you're a kid, summers are long and hot. Halcyon days of summer. And that's because you're a kid. That's because you're viewing it through the rose-coloured glasses of childhood. And we all do it because it's natural, because we're viewing it through an immature mind, an innocent mind, a mind free from blame. It's like animals. We can't really blame animals for their actions. Animals are fairly innocent because they are just working on instinct, and that instinct is put there generations going back into the mist of time. And children are like that. Children just react on instinct, and we're there hovering above them, waiting to pick them up when they scuff their knees. scold them a little bit when they tear their trousers, but only gently, because it's not their fault. They're just doing what comes naturally. We run and we jump and we climb and we dig, and the world around us kind of ignores it. It ignores our boisterousness, it ignores our clumsiness, it ignores us when we bump into it, because the world around us understands what's going on in our childish, innocent minds. And then we grow up a little bit into young adulthood, that area around puberty, when we see the world slightly differently. We don't see the world beyond our little bubble, because the world beyond our little bubble isn't really significant. We're more concentrating on what's happening in our orbit. We're starting to form relationships. We're starting to get attracted to other humans. We're starting to get a guided or misguided opinion of materialism. We are concentrating on what we've got and who we've got in our orbit. And that's the priority. And beyond that, the countryside, the seaside, the hilltop, the river, the sea, everything is distant. It's almost beyond a metaphorical horizon. It doesn't matter to us. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world, doesn't really matter to us, not yet anyway, because it doesn't affect us, because we're living almost like selfishly. We're thinking of ourselves, we're thinking about what's best for us immediately in that moment. We're thinking about what we've got, what we own, because ownership is a novelty. We're only just starting to own things. And it's over the years we'll become cynical of that. But at the moment, we're just thinking about us in that little orbit. And that's another stage. The 4 stages of man, I shall call it. And that's another stage. And then we get older and we reach adulthood. We are now getting responsibilities, and we're getting families, and we have jobs, and we have responsibilities to our families and to our kids. And we as parents are there in a secondary role, a primary role in protection, but a secondary role in as much as we put ourselves second. Our family comes first. But we also start gaining, again, an appreciation of the world around us, appreciation of the world outside our little orbit. Because we're taking our families out. We're giving our families experiences. We're taking our families to the seaside. We're taking our families into the countryside. We're trying to promote an appreciation of the world around us. We're trying to promote, come on Molly, through the gate. Molly, I'm not telling you again, come on. We're trying to promote an appreciation of the world around us in our kids so that they will grow up to be the responsible adults we would like ourselves to be. So we start appreciating the world more. We go out. We start saying, wow, I'm going to take them up that hill, because it's not as much for me, because I want to see their faces when they see that view. I want to see their faces when they're playing in that stream, when they're seeing those sheep or the cattle in the fields around us for the first time. I want to appreciate that wonder of the thing I had when I was a kid, but it seems so long ago now that I've pretty much forgotten most of it. We have our little unit again, but this little unit is reaching out back into the countryside. It's seeing farther. The world, once again, just like we were when we were kids, has become our playground once more. See how it all goes round? And then we become old when the future is finite and it isn't something that's just stretching into the distance with no end to it. And I think sometimes we carry a certain amount of guilt with us now because we've got that, we've regained that freedom, the freedom we had as children before responsibilities. And sometimes we look around at everyone else who's running around trying to make ends meet, trying to look after the families in the rat race. But we have to remember that we were in that rat race, and one day with a bit of luck, those people will be in our position. But we do. We see the world differently as we get old. We were that rat. We were that rat in that rat race. But we shouldn't feel guilty for having time on our hands. We shouldn't feel guilty for being able to come out into the countryside or to the seaside or wander around the city, wander around the shops, sit in the pub all day. We shouldn't feel guilty about that because we've kind of earned it. We've earned the right, I think, and hopefully everybody else who's working will earn that right as well. And hopefully people will be able to afford to live in old age. I mean, I'm quite fortunate. I don't have much money. I don't have any money really. But I don't need much. I just need this. I think everyone knows that I'm quite happy to be out here all day, every day. So all I need is a sandwich and a flask and my dog. And I'm perfectly content with that. As I look over the fields here, again, we came up here a few weeks ago. We don't come that often. And I think that's because it's usually blowing a gale up here and it's difficult to record, but I'm looking at it now and it's so beautiful. The countryside just rolling away. It's like a Turner painting or Wordsworth or anything that describes the beautiful, beautiful English countryside. We saw the world as abstract when we were kids, didn't we? We saw it as it was just colours and forms. It was abstract. It was just somewhere, an adventure playground with no real definition to it. It was just the immediate rush of to play here and run there and dig there and climb that tree and climb over that rock and scuff that knee and tear those trousers. But now we understand. Now we get old and we understand. We can't run and climb and dig. We can certainly scuff our knees, which I've done all too often. But once again, it's our playground. Once again, we can just come out and see everything through fresh eyes, when the only responsibility is to ourselves. Have you seen? It's gone full circle. We were children with no responsibilities and could just see the world around us as our playground. And we've grown through different stages of responsibility where the chance to be impulsive and compulsive and just do things on a whim was taken away because of responsibilities. And you go through that and eventually you come out on the other side. If you're lucky enough to get to my age, where once again, just like in childhood, the world's our playground. It's almost as if it's a plan that's been written out, isn't it? It's almost like somebody's written it down, printed it out and said, this is how it's going to be. This is how life's going to be. You're going to do this, 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 this and this. You're going to go through this, this, this and this stage. And then you're going to reach old age. And then when you're finally out of the way, your children, your progeny, will be down that well on that road. With a bit of luck, your children will have gone through that safe, impulsive childhood and will be at least, and they'll have gone through adolescence and will be at least in the stage of life where they are in that responsible position. My children are, my daughter is, she's got grandchildren. She's 40 in a couple of weeks. She's at that stage now where she's got the responsibilities. She can't be as impulsive as she was. My grandchildren are growing up now. They're in the mid-teens, and one day they will flee the nest, and my daughter will then grow and grow and grow older and get to a point where she can just be that kid again. We've grown and we've learned and we've gone through all those experiences, and now we are free again to have as much fun as we possibly can. And we shall see you all on the flip. Peace and love.